Warning, minor spoilers for Arcane Netflix series, and this video is clearly not sponsored. So, Arcane, have you watched it? If you haven't, you might be missing out on a really good show. But if you have, then why are you here? Sorry, I'm just joking. But this video is mainly about why you should not be skipping on Arcane. I get it that there are people who are still undecided on whether or not they should watch it. And one of the main questions that gets thrown around a lot regarding this subject is, do I have to play League of Legends to understand the story? Short answer, no. Long answer? Still no. Probably. Even if your main reason for not getting into the series was that you're not a gamer, or more specifically, you did not play League of Legends, it still doesn't really matter. And why is that, you might ask? Here's the thing. At this point in my life, I've never played or even watched a full game of League. Well, I used to play a little bit of Dota, but that's it. Wait, don't you mean Dota 2? No, I did not.
Wait till you see me.
Actually, in my opinion, watching Arcane without ever playing a single League match might make the experience more enjoyable, because that's exactly how I felt. You see, I get to enjoy the series purely as a really good TV series, and not as a video game tie-in. So I came into the series completely blind and without expectations. That might be why I was enjoying it more than I thought I would. So what does it offer that other similar forms of media didn't? Before video game companies got big enough to have a proper division to make TV series or full-length movies, we had these.
Super Mario Brothers. This ain't no game.
Yep, luckily that wasn't the actual game. Questionable production quality aside, it's safe to say that they weren't good at all. Except for Street Fighter movie. That shit is very
good.
Recent video game movies have improved immensely, for we had movies like Wreck-It Ralph, Detective Pikachu, and Sonic the Hedgehog. But a few years ago, there was a video game movie that was set to end the bad streak of all video game movies, and that was supposed to be Warcraft, the movie. But sadly, that never did happen. It was by all means not a bad movie, however, it also didn't perform very well outside of China. And in my humble opinion, the reason why that movie underperformed was that they rushed through the plot a little too quickly for the average moviegoer. Although I do not think that it is intentional, that movie gave me the feeling that I have to read 500 articles on the wiki just to understand half the plot. So I would say that even though it's a pretty good video game movie, it is not a very good movie in general. But why do I bring this up? Well, it's because I think that Arcane did what Warcraft was supposed to be doing. Even when there is an immense amount of lore behind the whole universe, Arcane's story was very well presented, while the pacing of the series feels just right. I never felt like I was being overwhelmed by the plot or gets left behind by the story's development. The studio took their time, carefully building towards each character's development, and by the time the series ended, I've grown to care so much about most of the main characters, even if each one of them seemed to be on a very different path. And I'm right here, waiting for them to introduce more characters, and for the day when all their paths inevitably converge. So, should you be watching it? Yes you should. If you're still not sold after listening to the previous points, let me try to sell you on its animation. Now, Arcane is an animated series, so naturally its animation has to be one of its main selling points. And on that note, I only have 3 words for it. It is really, really good. Wait, that's 5 words. And never mind, just take a look at this. Perhaps the 3 words for the animation should be, it's really smooth. Now, I don't want to show you more because I might spoil it for you, but I just want to say that I really like the art style and the animation of this series. All the background characters and the scenery moves like it should. The whole scene just feels so alive, and the art style is very organic with the right amount of cartoony in it, and I absolutely adore it. Besides the animation, have you at least heard of the series soundtrack? Specifically the opening soundtrack.
Everybody wants to be my enemy.
But I won't spoil it further. Check this series out if you can. You won't regret it, promise. After all, it took them 6 years to carefully craft the first season of the series, so it has to be good. So for those who are unfamiliar or a little bit too familiar with anime, you might be asking, where do I start? Well, just stick to the series and start from episode 1. This is the Fate series, so reading the wiki is completely optional. But to break it down a little bit further, Arcane was presented as a TV series, consisting of 9 episodes released across 3 acts, 3 40-minute episodes in each act. Netflix geniusly released the series in chunks, 1 act at a time, so the viewers can consume and appreciate the series at a moderate pace. Each act has a small conclusion to its story, while leaving enough questions for the viewers to anticipate the next act without going into the unbearable cliffhanger territory. To me, Arcane feels like a full-length movie living inside the body of a TV series, with the proper production quality to match. If you're skeptical but still want to try it out, watch the first episode, see if the art style and the animation suited you. Then if it's fine and didn't offend you, try finishing the first act, then you'll be able to have a grasp at the direction of its story. And is there anything I don't like about the series in particular? Well, it's quite trivial, but I do have something I don't like about the series. Seeing that it took them 6 years to make the first season, we'll have to wait for a very long time for season 2. And at the time of this recording, Riot Games CEO has confirmed that the second season is indeed in production, but it won't be coming out in 2022, so the only thing I might not like is the wait. Now, before I end this video, I must say that these are all opinions coming from someone who's never got into League, but thoroughly enjoys the series. So if you're someone who plays League, tell me what you think about the series. Do you enjoy it? Why? Leave them in the comments down below, and see ya.
Keep your own god. In fact, this might be a good time to pray to him. For I beheld Satan, and he fell from heaven like lightning.